Hey YouTube, it's Ski here from Snapjam Woodworks. Gonna do another reloading video today. I had some questions about my case feeders and how I'm loading them up in a collator that I found on the internet that's 3D printed. I'm using a double Alpha Academy mini case feeder system. It can hold 159mm shells in these 6 tubes, and it has a base that rotates with a drop hole that goes underneath each tube. And it just sets on the press here. Rotate it around and it drops it down into the case feeder system. Works really well. I have no problems with this, and really it's a really good product. The filling of it though kind of became a hassle after a while. I worked out a system that worked for me, because I would take these 40 Smith & Wesson 45 caliber cases from MTM. I cut them up, kind of sanded them down a little bit flatter. I would pour in a decent amount of cases, shake them around. They would all fall into each individual compartment. And then orientated themselves like this for the most part. And one or two would be upside down and I would flip them. It's not a bad system to do, because I can also at the same time, I can check to make sure they're all 9mm shells. And the stray 380 does get in there once in a while. So once they're orientated like this, I would take another MTM case, kind of line it up here. This is the tedious part. Flip. Give it a little shake. Make sure everything kind of fell in there. And we'll put the case heads up. And then take another board. One more time. Flip it. Now the cases are orientated in a way that I could come down, pick up 3 or 4 at a time, and slide them in. And I would sit out here and I would fill up my case feeders, drop them on the floor. Kind of got tedious. Kind of wasn't working so well. So I started looking online for other solutions. I had some experience with the Lee Collator from when I bought the Lee Auto Breech Lock Pro, which I didn't like. I sent back, went with the Dillon instead. Their case feeders were on some flexible tubes and was mounted onto the press, and it worked fairly well. There's a lot of hacks out there to ensure that the cases would fall in the right direction, or ensure they would try to fall in the right direction. And there were some hacks to adapt them to the mini case feeder, but it wasn't working for me. So I started looking at some 3D printed options, and I found this on Thingiverse, and I'll put a link in the description. It's a gentleman in Finland posted this up, Golub, and has some potential. So I found a 3D printer guy at a gun show one day by chance. Talked to him about it. He said he would give it a go. I sent him the file, and he printed it up for me, and you know, it came out okay. It's nice. It's decent for what it's got to do. It's shaped the exact fit of the Lee, or the double alpha case feeder, and it works okay. I've loaded probably almost 2,000 rounds now using this system, and I would say maybe 10 rounds out of 2,000 I've had coming upside down, and it's not a big deal. It comes over here onto the slide. And at this point in time, it kind of gets stuck, and then you kind of know that it's upside down, so you just pull it out, and then, you know, put it off to the side or reorientate and slide it back in. It's no big deal. Like I said, 1 out of 1,000, 2 out of 1,000 is not a big deal. So it's a friction fit right on top of the case feeder tubes, just like that. Make sure that your base is orientated so it's kind of in between the tube. And I load in increments of 100 rounds. 100 cases, 100 primers, 100 bullets, all set up, and that just makes my flow a lot better. So I do 100 rounds, but I'm going to demonstrate to you 150 cases pre-counted. I will tell you that my testing came in on 3 different runs between 50 seconds and 1 minute. The last 5 or 6 cases would not fall in because the other cases were stacked up to the top and kind of sticking up, allowing the other cases not to orientate the correct way. And also, if you fill this entire cup up, the cases are having a hard time. There's so much in there that it won't fit the vertical. So you kind of have to trickle the cases in. So here we go. It's going to be a little bit loud, so hang on. last 4 or 5 in any configuration, always hard to get in. There's last 15 or so. And you can see how there's kind of that one sticking up, so, you know, kind of help it out, find a way to get in. That's 150 rounds, 150 cases. And then, you know, one tube didn't get filled up over here, so that makes it all even. There it goes like that. So now, if we look at it, we'll do a quick run. Looks like go just really quickly. I don't see any upside down cases. Yeah, I don't see any upside down cases on a quick visual. So that's 150. Not bad at all. It works out well for me. So we get rid of these. And you, like I said, you just rotate this around. All right. There we go. And here's 100 cases. Goes a little bit quicker. You may fill up 1 tube or 2 tubes. Doesn't make a big deal. Same thing. Here we go. Last 2, just kind of pop them in there by hand, and they're all in there. You can see they're all different heights and different tubes, but again, we'll do a quick visual for upside down ones. If I do come across an upside down one, I try to orientate that in the press first. Sometimes it doesn't quite line up, and I'll just have to keep an eye on it. But then again, once you're in the rhythm, like I said, it gets caught on the slide, and so there's none in there, so it's no big deal. You can catch it. So not a bad product. I did find, like I said before, if you fill the collator up, it kind of gets too full, so that the cases won't orientate the correct way, which is vertical to fall in. Other than that, just trickle them right in, and it worked out very well. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below. Thanks for watching.